Hello, this is Arcades, and welcome to a bit of a how-to video here on Stormworks Build and Rescue. And yeah, so what am I going to be covering? Well, I talked about it in my last video, and yeah, so you know what we're going to cover? How you can spawn stuff in another location using missions. Yes! In case you've ever wondered, and you wondered how it in there, and I use this for, you know, some of my videos and such. Yeah, so we're going to show you how to, I'm going to just basically show you how you can spawn stuff, and you can use it to spawn stuff on the moon. And not try to do things the hard way like this guy. Yeah. Anyways, so, hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoy your watch. If you do, remember to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and helps the channel out. Yep. Alright, well, let's get into this. So, like, the major thing I want to take care of showing you is how we can take this truck, by chance, and spawn it on the moon to play with it. Simple, straightforward. And what I'm going to show you, you can use to spawn stuff anywhere. But there is a bit of a technicality to it that can be definitely annoying. Because A, you have to know where you want to spawn it, and you have to B, know where to find that place is within the files to spawn. Now, there's no crazy thing you got to do just to test something to spawn it. However, if you want to spawn multiple things, it gets a little bit more complicated. Kind of. For the most part, this is intended so you can spawn one thing in one spot, and I'll slightly expand on spawning stuff elsewhere. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is basically how people have been spawning the lunar bases up on the moon, and even underwater bases, like the underwater facilities that have been previously set up, or any building in general. So, what should we do first? Well, let's pick a place. Let's take a look at it. Oh, so if you come in your menu, you'll see here the add-on editor. I already had something active, so. Now, you will get this screen right here. Just so you know, I am doing something different with my software so that you can actually see this, because normally it'd just be like a blue screen, and you wouldn't be able to see squat. Okay, so, first of all, most of this you don't have to worry about if you're just spawning one item. This is just fluff, not really a big deal. Now, when I go to spawn something like I did the video for Moonbase Charlie, I typically like to use the environmental mod option. You just click in here, and it brings you up to this list right here. Now, this is something they changed recently, so that all this can stand out better, which I am really glad they did. But we're going to the moon, and here's the problem with the moon. It kind of all looks alike in these pictures. These are so bad. Now typically when I do my, like some of my videos and something, I ended up picking, I picked something that looked like it was a 325. This is the one I've been testing my stuff out. It's a nice little sloped crater, and it has an identifiable mark. Okay, so now you've picked your location. Now you want to actually add the item. Well, you will come here and you will edit objects. And you will get a piece of the terrain. As you can see, it's a nice little open area, nothing really descript. But this is everything within that tile. Now, you want to add the thing you actually want to put in. Well, in the case, I am going to go down here, one that looks like a steering wheel, and I'm going to click on it for Add Vehicle, and it will bring up a whole bunch of my stuff. It'll initially come into my basic stuff. So what I'm going to do, let's find my career truck. Alright, and then what you'll notice is it gives you the vehicle as a little square. It follows your mouse around. Okay, so we're just going to throw the truck right there. Okay, now the camera orbits in a very odd way when you try to do this. I'm trying to find it. Oh, there it is. There's an orange box. This is where your camera, while in the mission mode, rotates around. If you want to change it so that it's the center around this vehicle, you just click on the vehicle and then hit F. Now, that little orange box is on the vehicle, at the center point of the vehicle. Now, you remember the... you remember if you watch my video for the RCS thrusters? You see all this data right here. That's your X position. That's your Y position. See, I go up and down. That's your Y position. And this is your Z position. Your Z. Okay, this is where it is in relationship to this tile when you go to spawn it. X, first number, Y, and Z. Now the rotation 0, 0, 0, this is how it's facing when it spawns in. Normally, most of the time, this is how it is in the build editor. You don't have to do anything. But if you want to do something for whatever weird reason, you click on here to rotate, down here. You have these 4 options. You have move, rotate, and then resize. We're not going to worry about that right now. That's for like making zones and such. Won't affect this. So move will allow you to bring the 3-axis up. Rotate allows you to spin the vehicle's position or facility's position, that whatever degree you want. And you'll notice right here, it's giving you the data. Whee! I don't know why it pops up 3.14. I don't think there's anything with pi in particular, but if you notice though, the ring you're grabbing, just like the on the move, is yellow. So wherever you grab there, it will rotate on that ring. Now be careful, there's no way that I know of at the top on the moment that says reset those axis things, so make sure you if you rotate it, it's the way you want it. Okay, so you've got the thing you want out. From here, you come over here to add-on review, overview. And if you want to spawn it, you just hit test location. But there's a small problem with this. If you go and spawn it, we're going to go ahead and hit test location. Now it's currently spawning it up on the moon, in that tile. But there's one small problem with that. Okay, so we're here on the map. There's nothing here. But that's something else. Don't worry about that. But if you look elsewhere, we don't know where the vehicle's at. I know where it's at because I've already spawned in that place before. But if you don't know where it's at and you picked a place randomly, or somebody else is seeing this in the future, say you created a full-on add-on with it. So what do we got to do then? Okay, so we come back here into the editor. And now we need to edit the objects so with an option. So you just hit edit objects and we're back here with the vehicle. You click on it and you'll get a whole bunch of options here on the left side. The thing that we want in our particular case is we want show on map. Make that true. And then you will test location. Now we go back to the map. Oh, there it is, this red circle. That is where the vehicle is at. So we're going to teleport there. We are now on the moon, and look where it's there. Whee! This is our fun little truck that we just spawned for the Earth. Now, but you're saying, now what about buildings, structures? Well, let's get back to that one. Okay, so we're back in here, and now we're going to click on the truck, and you'll notice these options here. Now, I said show it on the map, but we also have one that is called is static. If you click on that one, it will take the main red body of the vehicle and keep it in that place. It won't move. So every other part of the truck will still move like it's supposed to, but that won't. So that is more useful for like things that are going to be buildings and such. Well, now we need to actually use a building. We actually want to put a building down. Well, and you also want to change what this is. You don't want it to be a truck. We want it to be something else. Well, here's the other option you can do. You come down here. There's a replace vehicle file. You can change it to whatever you want. In this case, we're going to switch it to the refinery. Now, we're going to pull this, because this is based on how it was in the editor when you made it. We're now going to readjust this. And we're going to bring it up so that it is more level with the ground. And it's a lot safer to use. So we're going to end up bringing this like also over this way a bit. You just use your arrows to move it around. Now, the thing I've noticed so far is that structures, stuff that was saved on a structure workbench, so that would be like the oil drilling sites in the industrial area, any like the custom oil rig, that spot, and the sub dock, and those custom bases, those structure workbenches, which are beige, if you build it on there and save it with there, they are like automatically static. So you don't need to use static to keep them locked in place. However, they do have one small issue, and I will show you with this one. So, yeah, so this is here. We've got this in place, and now we want to test it. So you just come in here, hit test location, and there it is. We got an oil refinery on the moon. Not that there's any oil out here. It just is. And you'll see, it spawns with air. And I can't get in because it's busy emptying out. But the other thing that I want to show you, though, in the case of structured buildings, in this case, is if you notice up here, something I've noticed with structured buildings because of how they do that new, the new vehicle grouping system. If you spawn something with a structure bench and it has completely separated bodies, like this harness, they do not separate and they remain static with the spawning of the vehicle. So if you see this in there, it's kind of a small issue with that. And unfortunately, at the moment, I do not know of any fix for this or have heard any, so beware. Beware if it has that type of setup going with it. And what that was, it was a small, just a small winch to lower up and down so that I could repair the interior of this tank. Okay, so now you've chosen, so this is how you would do it if you had stuff you want to spawn in. Now, what if you downloaded something off the workshop? How would you go about spawning that? Okay, so say you're just wanting to play with something that's on the workshop, and you don't want to really have to, set up anything with it. Set up a whole new game to start with it, as a part of an add-on, all that. You just want to play with it. So you would go up here to load. You go to your workshop, and you'll see a list of items. So, like right here, Moonbase Delta. This was done by the same person who did Moonbase Charlie. Now, you can go in here real quick, take a look at it so you can see what it looks like and where it is on the map, in that spot of the terrain. And then you can come back to the overview if you feel like you need to, and then hit test location. And there it is. So we're going to teleport over there real quick. And thus, we now have a workshop base all loaded up. They're pretty simple. They're already set up. As you notice, they have 3 items here. You got the 2 landing pads, and then you got the base. Well, how do you add more than one? Well, we're going to return the add-on editor. We're going to clear this out, and we're going to bring back... we'll go back to 325. Now, we want to do more than one object. Well, it's just as simple as just doing the add vehicle again. You can place down the first one. Hit add vehicle again, and you can get your refinery out. Add vehicle. And you can get the plane. Yeah, we'll have a plane out here on the moon. Hit F to center. And as you notice, yeah, you can then grab all these and manipulate them how all you want so that you can do what you want with these objects and whatever. Pretty simple, straightforward. It's not a hard process if you just want to, you know, test things. And when you hit test location, it'll spawn all three. And so you can see we got all three spawned in right here. They're all individual objects. They're all doing their own thing. And you can just start having fun with them. And of course, the spawned in stuff like this, they tend to have their own power supply. They tend to have their own power supply, so you don't need to... Well, it's not like they have infinite... Well, they kind of do, but don't have infinite power. And you can get done what you need done. It's especially helpful for structure bases like this. But as you can see, the vehicles, they actually have, you know, they lose power. Okay, that should cover the basics for using a mission editor to spawn stuff in places. Mainly I cover this because, you know, you'll be probably using this a lot to check out things on the moon and such. You know, like the lunar bases and any vehicles that are lunar specific that you don't necessarily want to, you know, try to travel it from there to here. And, you know, there's other options, but this is just one that I'm covering. And it's something that's a useful skill to be able to do this, to be able to check stuff out. I use it more when I'm doing my videos and such. And, yeah, you can do some interesting stuff with it. So, anyways, hope you found this helpful. Hope you enjoyed what you watched. Hope you like what you saw. If you did, you know the deal. You know the spiel. This is Arcades, signing out. Have yourself a good day. Whee!